put science to the ultimate test, the cost was enormous. The effort, which cost more than $2 billion, was both a triumph and a terrible policy. A new type of weapon was created, the atomic bomb, a revolutionary change in the destructive power of harnessing the ancient forces of the universe. The bomb was estimated to have a yield equivalent to more than 20,000 tons of TNT, a blast so great that it wiped out targets, naval docks, factories, and communications. On that 1945 flight, the plane was called the Enola Gay, and the payload was called Little Boy. The plane reached its designated altitude of 31,000 feet, and the weather was reported to be clear, visibility excellent. Wind speeds and other conditions for dropping the bomb remained acceptable. The aircraft and crew completed the release process at that moment. The operation began, and the next strategic steps were implemented. The scene was engulfed in flames and smoke within moments of the explosion. Initial official estimates put the death toll at over 78,000, and later the total number of casualties exceeded 130,000. A humanitarian catastrophe that would have been devastating. Statesmen and military leaders of the time said that it was a weapon destined to win the war, a blessing to a scientist or hero. But at the same time, it was inevitably seen as a curse. It was hard to imagine the devastation that would befall the world. The American leadership said that the decision to use this weapon was intended to end the war quickly, but the extent of the damage and human suffering caused leaves a deep moral question in history. The events of that day, the timing of the bomb's deployment, its release, and the subsequent rescue were all planned, but behind each number were the stories of thousands of ordinary people, their lives thrown into disarray. Today, when we recall the facts of that event, we cannot forget how quickly technology can advance and how horribly destructive it can be. History teaches us that the use of force is not just a matter of strategy, but also of morality. The transparent data of that historic moment, the cost, the technical power, the names of the aircraft and payload, the altitude of 31,000 feet, the weather and visibility details, the initial and later revised casualty figures are all preserved here today so that we can learn from the event and avoid such disasters in the future.